This podcast brought to you by Basecrete, leaders in waterproof bond coatings for the swimming pool and construction industry.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast. Today I'm chatting with Michael Wagner, CEO of Pool Scouts. Thanks for agreeing to speak with me today, Michael.
My pleasure. Looking forward to the conversation.
So I understand that you just opened up your 100th location. You had a tremendous revenue jump in Q3, really impressive YOY growth. I was hoping you would speak with me a little bit about that today.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
So, just to start out, I want to clarify one thing. We have awarded 101 territories across the country, and those 101 territories are spread out across 42 unique franchisees. Of those, we have a number that are not open yet because they've just been awarded their franchise. And as an example, we have probably 15 at this point that will be opening in the first quarter of 2022. So there's a bit of a lag at times between agreeing and getting excited and in essence being awarded a franchise and then opening the territories. Many of our franchisees often purchase more than one territory, and when they do that, they open up one territory per year in order to go deep in the market rather than wide across a larger geographic area.
So that's like 19 new franchisees this year, and you're gobbling up territory and market share. It's great.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, it's been really a great year. I think the other thing that we've seen is 76% growth in revenue, and that's really a lot of that's been driven by existing franchisees just having spectacular growth years, and that's amidst a challenging, as everybody talked about, of course, labor markets where some of our franchisees have not been able to expand as quickly as they would have liked to because of the challenge with hiring people. So that's unique, and that was really germane to really a lot of that has subsided since some of the unemployment benefits went away and people have become more readily available from a hiring perspective. But it was a bit challenging at times in the summertime across different parts of the country as well.
Well, I was hoping maybe you could speak to that a little bit later in our conversation. I mean, one thing I could say is your marketing is incredible. I see the Pool Scouts brand like literally everywhere online.
Yeah, thank you. That's something we have in house, and we provide search engine optimization, websites, everything for our franchisees, which really affords us the opportunity to scale that across the brand and across different franchisees. And part of our unique or special sauce as a franchise brand is doing a lot to get the phone to ring for our franchisees. So that includes the digital marketing side, which we spoke about. We do search engine optimization in-house, and then we work with an agency from the paid side with our franchisees. And then we do direct mail programs to those target households. We do that program in-house as well. We don't print, of course, but we execute the program on behalf of the franchisees. So that really leaves the franchisees to do their community-oriented marketing. But then we have creative people here, videographers and graphic artists that can help them design campaigns. And then we make those campaigns available to the rest of the franchise system through our corporate intranet system. So there's a lot of sharing that goes on and a lot of data as well. We really are, pride ourselves in being a data-oriented company. We use a business analytics tool called Tableau to provide data points for all of our franchisees in our system to know what's working and what ROI is for different types of marketing campaign, what the response rates are. So we take a lot of the guesswork from a marketing perspective, out of the hands of the franchisees, so they get a lot of support on that side, which is really unique.
Well, the marketing's great, but you're going head to head with competing franchise systems on the market. I mean, what's been the differentiating factor for your meteoric growth versus others that have been at this a whole lot longer? I mean, you're going head to head against systems with an adjunct construction franchise. I mean, is it the culture? Is it the systems? I mean, what's so enticing about being a Pool Scout franchisee?
Well, I think it starts with, first of all, where our focus is. We focus on residential pool cleaning and maintenance and really repair work at the equipment pad level. We don't do the heavy lifting stuff So we really focus on the recurring revenue side of the business, and we focus on those residential pool owners. That starts with how we build our territories. So our territories are made up of single family homes with in-ground pools with incomes above a certain threshold. And we build the territories and map them by zip code. Each territory contains between 8 and 12,000 target households. And those end up being the target households that we then market to get customers for our franchisees. So we start with a real focus on what we do and what's recurring. And then we're really, adept at branding and getting the brand out there in the marketplace for the franchisees. That's not just the things that I've mentioned, but we also have a PR agency that we work with to help our franchisees tell their stories, both in their local markets and nationally. We've had 6 TV spots this year so far and been featured in numerous publications. So it's not only telling the story of the brand, but more importantly, telling the story of the franchisees themselves, because they come from very unique backgrounds and have some really cool stories.
Sure, sure. I mean, I hear the vetting process for becoming a franchisee could be pretty tough. I mean, there's thousands of different companies looking to grow their route. They want to dominate in their local market. I mean, everybody from the one pollers to the guys with a 20-year-old company that, kind of plateaued on their growth, even in a COVID market, and they just don't know how to hit that next level. I mean, who's your franchise system best suited for, Michael?
We have varied backgrounds, and we really try and assess the skill set of the potential candidates to make sure that they're not only a fit from a business perspective, but also from a cultural perspective. That's important as you're building a family of franchisees. But franchisees who are successful are able to follow a process and a system. And so we have some veterans in our system. We have lots of business people in our systems. We have a really great franchisee who was a former prosecutor in New York City and opened up the Full Scouts franchise in Hill Grounds. But really it comes down to a couple things. Number one, can they follow a process? Can they understand, the people side of the business, which is the fundamental side of what we do, Carson. We are in the people business. We're out there hiring technicians and managing technicians and people, and then we're dealing with lots of our customers. So, some of our franchisees have 900 plus or over, that time number of customers. That's a lot of relationships to be managing, and then there are a lot of people associated with going out there and servicing pools. If you've got, 11 or 12 vehicles out on the road, that's a busy, lots of moving pieces, but most importantly, a lot of people oriented type challenges and things to deal with. So the people skills, the ability to follow a model, and then lastly, people that are not afraid to be the business owner in their communities. They're willing to be parts of the Chamber of Commerce and D&I events and represent themselves at real estate companies or HOA organizations and be willing to kind of put themselves out there in their communities as a business owner.
Sure, it's like about reiterating that Big Mac formula again and again and again that made it so successful. I mean, I guess if you could follow that formula, you're a good prospect to be a franchise owner, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and you're willing to, so knowing you're coming into a franchise system, you're getting the backing of our team of people which are here to support you, but you also have guardrails put up in a franchise system. And so, it is important to find folks that are comfortable with those guardrails, but also, relish in being supported by a team of people here at our corporate office from either an operations or training or systems or market perspective or, buying power across our whole franchise systems, those kinds of things. So the willingness to follow, but then also, of course, be a leader within your community is fundamental.
Sure. I mean, honestly, what I want to talk to you about really quick is, the year was really tough for service companies in particular, and maintaining pricing structures was one thing everybody had a challenge with. I mean, we're predicting more price increases coming and fast. I mean, how do your franchisees explain all the fluctuations in pricing that are coming straight from distribution?
Well, fortunately, we get a little bit of heads up with our corporate arrangements from a supply perspective. We get to give them some heads up, and then because we have a centralized CRM, we're able to help them with price adjustments across the board. So we got a little bit of time to understand, at least from a product standpoint, when the price of chlorine is going up or shock or whatever it might be, that we can adjust that accordingly so that they're raising their prices. We also help them with the customer communication piece of it. So we've got email templates and plans in place for our franchisees to communicate to their customers when prices are going to increase. And then lastly, from a people perspective, obviously wage rates are going up and they're not going to come down, in my opinion, ever. And so that's just a fundamental. I think everybody is aware of that across the country. So we help them with the communication. We help them and alert them when it's going to happen so that they can time it appropriately. And then we're just constantly, in front of our franchisees, talking to them about the inflationary pressures across the board and how to manage it. And I think, rational customers understand that. Inevitably, some franchisees will be like, man, I can't raise my prices. I'm going to lose a bunch of my customers. And then we help them through the process. And almost all the time, they're astounded in the fact that they don't lose any customers or lose very few of them. And if they do lose them, they're often the ones they wanted to lose anyways, because they were the most challenging or difficult customers that, were just looking for a deal. Sure. I think one other fundamental thing is that you'll never see in any of our branding, Joe, that we are trying to be low price, low cost. We're a premium service, and that's something that we pride ourselves in being. So higher level quality, higher level of professionalism, and that doesn't come at a lower price.
Sure, I can understand why that comes at a premium. What's your outlook for 2022? I mean, do you predict the same kind of growth you saw this year? Are there any markets you're particularly focused on developing a footprint in?
Yeah, we've added 9 new states to our franchise system this year. And when I say this year, that's the addition of the franchisees. That doesn't mean they're open. We're going to be opening up in Salt Lake City, Utah. We just opened at the end of the season in Boise, Idaho. We have 2 franchisees and multiple locations out in Arizona and the Phoenix area. We have a lot of growth. We're super excited to be in Kansas City, both the Missouri and the Kansas side. We had a great first year in Columbus, Ohio. So I see us continuing to expand robustly across multiple states. Texas and Florida remain to be our biggest states from a franchisee perspective. As you're well aware, that the Texas market is crazy in the growth standpoint. People are migrating to Texas almost like no other state. And there's just lots of land still there, unlike a lot of parts of the country. So I see us certainly continuing to grow both organically and with new franchisees in the state of Texas, and then just filling out in so many different places, other parts of the country. So it's really a combination of new franchisees who are already on board that haven't opened up their business yet, that will be opening them up shortly in the first quarter of 2022. Our existing franchisees continuing to expand. One of my favorite, stories to talk about is our franchisee in Raleigh, Durham. And she started her business at the end of 2016. And, she's grown her business in 2021, at an astounding rate. So her growth across this year so far is 66.9%. And this is, not her first year of business. She's got 2 territories in the Raleigh, Durham. And that's a good area of the country. There are people migrating there. There's a lot of great things going on, but it's a result of just being a fabulous operator and a great franchisee too. So that growth can be fueled by the operator themselves, the owner themselves, and then just the conditions of the market are very favorable across the whole country for the swimming pool business. So, I'm feeling very bullish because of the indicators that we've seen, and we've just got a lot of really good things going on.
Well, terrific. I mean, I'm super excited about your guys' growth. I mean, I've been watching you very closely, so hats off to everything that you guys have done this year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, and it's really neat to see, somewhat of a tipping point be reached in our business. But that's a product really of 2 things. It is a product of having great franchisees in our system who are true proponents of the brand. And honestly, Joe, we've got a fabulous team. I have a fabulous team of people surrounding me who are just, great at supporting our franchisees and also bringing in great new franchisees to the system. So we've got a lot of really good things going on, both externally and internally. I'm super proud of what we've been able to do so far, but really of our franchisees mostly, and of the team of people that are around me.
Particularly the last 2 years. I mean, whatever you've done has certainly helped to elevate your brand. I mean, I've seen you guys everywhere, so terrific job with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's all the time we have today. A huge thank you to our sponsor, Basecrete, the leaders in waterproof bond coats for the swimming pool industry. Please make sure to subscribe, and we look forward to catching you next time on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast.